The man whose 911 call led to a deadly police shooting could now face charges himself.
I'm at the Beaver Creek Walmart. There's a gentleman walking around with a gun in the store.
Is he got it pulled out?
Yeah, he's like pointing at people.
This video contains the interview of a man whose 911 call resulted in an innocent man being shot by police while shopping at Walmart in Beaver Creek, Ohio. Ronald Ritchie and his wife observed John Crawford III carrying what they thought was an assault rifle. Ritchie called 911, claiming that Crawford was pointing the gun at other shoppers. Believing that Crawford was an active shooter, the police quickly arrived on the scene. When a frightened Crawford didn't immediately drop the weapon, the police fired 2 shots, which led to Crawford's death a short time later.
Started waiting yet?
Absolutely.
You need a break from sitting here, Tyler? You need to use the restroom or anything?
I'm good.
You're pretty easy, man.
There you go, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty. You want to shut the door if you don't mind. Is that alright, Tyler?
Done it.
I just don't want anybody walking by.
Yeah.
Eavesdrop on the conversation.
All right, Tyler, again, my name's Dave. This is Brent.
I'm Brett. Thanks for waiting on us. We appreciate that.
No problem. We're going to go through this slow. It's obviously a big deal. You know, somebody got killed. I don't know if you're aware, but somebody else died in the parking lot after the shooting at some point. Were you aware of that?
The person who died in the parking lot was 37-year-old Angela Williams, who suffered a heart attack brought on by the panic of the shooting.
I heard about the heart attack.
Yeah. Where'd you hear about it?
My wife.
Okay. News? Watching on the news, probably? Okay.
Her mom did. She told my wife, and
All right.
she told me. That's probably the most tragic of the situation. The other guy kind of deserved it, so.
You're not kidding. Let me start out just getting some more specific details. So your first name is technically Ronald.
Ronald Tyler Ritchie. It's R-I-T-C-H-I-E.
What's your address, Tyler?
Road.
Okay.
You know what the zip?
Nah.
Okay.
What's your cell phone number?
937.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a home phone also?
I do not.
Okay. And what's your date of birth, buddy?
3/29/1990.
What's your social security number? You told me where you worked before, but can you tell me again? What do you do there?
Roofer.
How long you been there?
3 months.
You experienced roofer before that, before you got that job?
Residential. I've never done commercial grade.
Till now?
Till now.
All right.
Can't say that anymore. Don't recommend it. It hurts.
That's a tough job, man. You don't like it when it turns 90 out, right?
The 90 is not the problem. It was when it was 110.
When was it 110? Just on the roof, you mean?
Yeah.
Temperature on the roof, yeah.
Well, the temperature on the roof is 30 degrees higher than it is on the ground.
Yeah. I'm just talking out in the, it's been relatively cool for summer until the last couple of days.
And about a couple weeks back where it hit like 98.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
I bet.
But
Tyler, you said you're married?
yeah.
What's your wife's name?
April.
Does she have a cell phone number?
Yep.
Give it to me.
937.
While Ritchie was the one to make the 911 call, his wife April went through the store warning people about Crawford. This video shows a desperate escape attempt by a criminal who had successfully concealed a weapon, which he then turns on police while still under arrest. You can watch it right now, plus many more Patreon exclusive videos for as little as $2 a month at patreon.com/strangerstoriesplus.
How long you been married, bud?
Since 2012.
Going well so far?
Up and down. Marriage.
That's marriage, all right. Marriage overall. All right, they take me back. So we know you're on the phone at Walmart. We're going to show you the video here pretty quick so you can talk us through it. But go to this morning with the PD gave you a call. They came to your house today, police department. Which one did they do? They showed up or they called?
They called both. Like, they did
Okay.
both. They called me 3 times. My phone,
Okay.
when I'm sleeping, is off.
Yeah.
So I hear a rap on my door.
Yeah.
I looked outside. It's police. I'm like, okay, I know you're here.
Got you here about 10 in the morning, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think what we'll do is, before we start the videos, start with me yesterday, and how'd you end up at Walmart?
Just wanted to walk around.
Okay.
I
How far is Riverside from Beaver Creek?
5 minutes.
Okay, so this is the Walmart you shop in?
Yeah.
You shop, and you shop in there regularly? Okay.
About twice a week.
What time did you end up in the store yesterday, approximately?
Oh, good Lord. 8:30-ish.
Okay.
No, about 8.
About 8 p.m.?
Because I called Riverside PD about 8:20.
Okay. Did you work yesterday?
I did.
Okay, work until what time?
3.
Okay, 3 p.m., and then what'd you do after that?
Sat at home, waited for the wife to get off at 5. She got off, she had to go to her bank, came back home, picked me up, went to eat, and then walked around Walmart.
Okay, did you go together?
Yeah.
Okay, just you two?
Mm-hmm.
Right about 8 p.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so you show up in Walmart, what happens then?
Walked around, got to about the tool side where I was first originally called. My wife said there's a guy, I had my back facing to him at first. She said, there's a guy with a gun. So immediately I turn around and look, and he's just carrying this, what looks like to be an AR of some sort, and he's walking down.
The gun in question was an airsoft BB, a toy sold in the store.
To pet side.
Before you go on, do you have military experience?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what was that?
Marine Corps.
All right, when were you in the Marines, bud?
2008, 2009.
What was your rank there?
E3.
Okay. Why'd you leave?
Medical discharge.
Good enough. So you're somewhat familiar with firearms?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, you're in the tool section of Walmart. Your wife sees somebody, looks like he's carrying a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I turned around and looked at him. It is for sure that he has a gun in his hand. He's just sitting here like broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately get on the phone with 911. Getting officers there.
Okay. He's where when you see him? Which section?
He just passed us. We're in the tool section. And there's just that long strip right there, right to pets.
This is the back of Walmart here. This is the pet section right here.
Okay.
So tool section.
Take that all the way down to the other end of the store.
Okay, so it's just one long aisle.
Yeah.
Okay. How far away do you think you were when you saw this guy?
Approximately 50 yards.
50 yards? So 150 feet?
Yeah. When I originally saw him, he was right next to us. And then I started calling him, and he's stopped right over here.
Okay, so he was in near the tool section when he had the firearm?
Yeah, I think he was trying to go to the tool section, but we were there.
Okay.
So he just kind of turned it.
But he had the gun. He wasn't taking it out of packaging. He didn't pull it out of his shirt. He was carrying it.
It was carrying, just carrying it. I'm
like show me how.
When other witnesses were questioned, they agreed that Crawford was carrying the gun, but that the muzzle was pointed toward the ground.
Demonstrate like how he had it, dangling from his arm. He had it up on his shoulder.
It kind of varied throughout the entire thing, but when I first saw him, he just had it out. I mean, it wouldn't say like it was a two-hand carry, it was a one-hand carry.
Okay. Up or down to the side?
Down.
Down, okay. And you thought it looked like an AR-15. Did you say that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Black weapon?
Black weapon, 30-round magazine, what it appeared to be.
Okay. You're familiar with AR-15s?
I have 3 of them.
Personal?
Yep.
I won't ask you why you need 3 right now.
Long range, close quarters, and have a good time.
We're gonna circle back after you tell us the whole story and ask you some more specific questions. But I think right now, talk me through it first, the rest of what occurred, and then we'll take a look at it here.
On the phone with 911 after that. He walked to pets. He's just walking back and forth. He's not looking at anything and I hear what I can recall is like loading, just clicking, clicking, clicking. Then what looks like he cocked the weapon. So at this point, it's getting a little serious, and he's just pointing it back and forth, just strolling it. At one point, there's a family that goes across with 2 young children, I'd say probably 5 years old, and he muzzle checked both of them.
The children Ritchie refers to belonged to Angela Williams, the woman who later died from a heart attack. None of them felt threatened by Crawford, who was on his cell phone at the time.
So that kind of concerned me right there. So
Okay.
at that point, dispatcher's just asking, what's going on, what's he wearing, what's the gun look like,
Yeah.
where's he at, what's he doing. Just trying to answer your questions as quickly and as efficiently as I can.
Where you at when you were making the call? Where are you hiding at?
We actually moved up closer to him, which is, I know, kind of retarded, but we moved probably halfway up the aisle. So
You're still in this aisle?
still in the aisle, yeah.
Okay.
And we moved up halfway. We're in the toy section, and we're just kind of on the end cap there, just hiding behind the end cap on the phone. I had my wife actually pull into the aisle because she's riding the scooter. She's got a broken ankle.
Okay.
So at least I'm keeping her safe. Me, I'm not really so worried about. But we're there, and it seemed like forever. Finally, the police officer showed up. I could hear him outside. I heard him pull up, and I guess they're going formation, and they came in. Told him put it down, put it down. It looked like he checked them, and that's when 2 shots were fired.
Okay.
He dropped, and we stayed there for a minute. One of the officers ran out this way here, saying we can't find him.
The responding officers were led to understand that Crawford was an active threat. One officer called back to the dispatcher to confirm that the caller, Ritchie, said that Crawford was pointing the gun at other shoppers.
And the other officer's like, he's down, he's right here. At that point, officers are telling us, get the hell out, get the hell out.
Yeah.
So we just booked it.
Okay. When you first encountered him, you said you were close. You said...
Probably about me to you.
Okay. So you walked up on him, he walked up on you?
He walked up on us.
Okay.
I was just looking at tools.
Okay. He didn't encounter you, though?
No.
Didn't say anything?
He looked at us and walked the other way.
Okay, well, you clearly saw the gun right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Very clear.
And you didn't make any defensive maneuvers or anything? You just kind of froze and let him go on his way, and then you called 911? Okay.
I didn't have mine at the time.
Tyler, there's a report that somebody says that he may have pulled the gun out of the toy section and took it out of packaging or something to that extent. And
I didn't see that.
Okay, that's nothing, that never came from you?
No.
Okay.
From what I saw was he had the gun open at the whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't see an orange tip on it or anything like that, so I didn't look like it was fake.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to take the risk that it was fake to
Right.
confront him about it.
Yeah. And right now, for all intents and purposes, you're under the belief it was a real gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
And whether it was or not, it's not my issue.
Right on. I hear you.
You're dumb enough to point any kind of weapon at a police officer, you get what's coming to you. I mean, like I said, I'm military as well. I'd have done the same action the police officer done.
Do you have a concealed carry? No.
Not yet.
Okay.
Ritchie is discounting the shock and fear that Crawford had to experience when he was confronted by the police. People who are committing a crime have braced themselves for confrontation and expect it. Crawford was an innocent man minding his own business, and a startled reaction combined with confusion would make him slow to comply.
Brent's taking more detailed notes than me, but I'm trying to cut down a couple of things that are key. So your wife remained in that aisle with you during that time?
She's down the side aisle.
Okay. Did you not tell her to get out the store or anything? Okay.
You can tell her all you want, she's not going to.
Good enough. You mentioned that a couple of kids came up on him and he muzzle checked them. Was that the only time that he seemed to encounter anybody else? Was there anybody else that you saw that engaged him or had contact with him?
It didn't look as if he was pointing it at him. It just kind of, where he's swinging it around
Yeah.
and flashing the muzzle toward the children.
Okay.
But I know accidental discharge can go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Especially how he's holding by the trigger grip. So.
Okay.
I
Pretty
don't
much.
take a chance.
Was he holding by that the whole time?
Yeah.
Did he look to be doing anything else while you were encountering him, or?
He was on the phone with somebody, laughing and just, I don't know what was going on there.
Okay.
Like I said, I wasn't trying to get too close.
Yeah. On the phone the entire time, it seemed?
Yeah.
Okay. So phone in one hand, gun in the
one
other?
hand and gun in the other.
Okay.
There's a couple points where he's just holding it straight up and
The
moving
firearm?
it back and forth.
Okay.
From the surveillance videos, Crawford is only ever shown to point the gun at a shelf while he was talking.
And you're on the phone with 911 the entire time?
Mm-hmm. And she's trying to talk to me as I'm running up the store and everything.
Trying to keep you online, huh? Keep that information.
I'm like, Lordy, come on.
Yeah. Well, you said you thought he was loading the gun. You said it sounded like he was loading the gun.
It sounded like clicking.
Did it look like he was? Could you see him, and you putting the sound together with visual, or you just thought it heard like he was loading it?
It sounded like he was like,
Okay.
but there was like he was messing with it. It was just kept clicking,
Okay.
and like the sound to me like loading rounds in a magazine. But I didn't actually see him take out a magazine or anything like that. But I did see him actually cock the weapon at one point.
Okay. Where was he when he cocked the weapon?
Right there in that file.
Okay. There's other people in the aisle right here, but this is the pets aisle.
Yeah.
Can you point to me where he was most? Where?
Right close to where that lady's sitting right there.
Okay. So near the back in the back corner here.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the time, so you're saying he walked up from this direction,
Mm-hmm.
down this aisle. So he's walking up to there.
And he stops.
He stops right in that vicinity. And so during the time you're on the phone with dispatch, how much more movement is he making? I mean, is he going anywhere else?
I mean, he's just walking probably a 2-foot span back and forth.
Just right around here?
Trying to make sure, like, he's just on the phone,
Yeah.
holding the weapon. I'm like, I don't know what he's trying to do. And you can hear in the 911 call, I'm like, I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
And he's just walking back and forth, and
So you don't recall, he's not going through aisle to aisle, he's just staying right in this little vicinity right there? Okay. Want to take a look? See if we can point anything else out to us as we go?
Yeah.
See if we can figure this out. We had some tough times getting this going here. So this is
windows, that's fine.
This is 816.
Can you just do that, okay?
Is it glare on it?
Yeah.
Angle it.
It's more important for you to see than me right now.
I'm gonna do this too. I don't know why that's up, but I'm putting it down.
Yeah, I called them at 8:21.
Yeah, I'm gonna go forward a little bit.
I think that's what the time it was. Yeah, 8:21. That's when I called them.
I'll start it there and leave it at that. And that's 821 on the phone with the number you gave me, the same phone?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever seen this guy before
No.
tonight?
No.
Did he look like he was with anybody?
I don't know. We got outside and there was a woman that was trying to find her boyfriend.
Or during the time you were in the store and on the
No.
phone, he
No.
didn't encounter
Just by
anybody else?
himself.
Okay.
It was weird though, because she said the exact description he had. I'm like, well, he's probably dead now. That's it.
Ritchie is callous enough to make jokes about Crawford's death, completely brushing aside the fact that he is responsible.
We're about 820 here.
At this point, he's probably walking the way to this aisle right now.
Yeah, I believe from our viewing of it, we're about 15 seconds away from him coming up.
Right. I mean, he wasn't walking fast. He was just kind of meandering, it looked like.
Okay.
At this point, he should be about making his way.
A little longer than I thought. The captain told me 2026 was the. There's 21 according to the Walmart clock. You're on the phone with 911 before he even makes it down here?
There he is, right there.
Yeah. Up on his left shoulder there.
He's just waving it back and forth. He does this for a while. And he'll wave it back and forth. He'll bring it up just like this, and
You're on the phone with 911 right now, though, correct?
absolutely.
Okay. You taking any cover whatsoever?
Right now I'm behind an end cap. Just like one of these things right here.
Yeah, I followed it.
I'm on the
Yeah.
bell.
Smart to at least angle it off a little bit.
Yeah. Try to put something between me and him.
Yeah.
Whether it would have stopped anything, it was a different story, but
Were you able to hear any of his conversation?
no. I had my wife chatting in one ear and operator in the other.
Even before you called, though, you couldn't hear anything?
Before I called, I heard just him talking. I didn't make out anything that he was saying because I really wasn't paying attention to him.
Got it.
I was more worried about me, my wife, and
If Crawford had intended any type of threat, it is doubtful that he would have wandered around with a gun while chatting on the phone.
Did you smell anything on him? Alcohol, marijuana? Anything?
no.
Maybe not close enough, too, but
Right.
you didn't smell anything. Any idea what he's pointing at there?
I have no idea. I mean, he's just pointing back and forth. He does it a couple times, like I said.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this camera will actually show the family that I was talking about because they come through the main aisle here
Okay.
with their 2 children. Store associate walks right past, doesn't even look, doesn't care, nothing.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. That was the second one. Because the first one was back in tools, and they just,
Walked
while
back
he
in.
was walking this
Yeah.
way, he walked past, didn't. He looked
Yeah.
at him, was like, okay, whatever, walked him back around.
Yeah.
Typical Walmart fashion right there for you.
Tough to see if he saw anything, but yeah, he did walk right by there. So there he just picked it all the way up,
Mm-hmm.
pointing it again. You remember anything any different than what you're seeing right here?
Mm-mm. The whole time I have him in view,
Yeah.
so when I'm on the phone with 911, I'm telling him exactly what he's doing, what he's wearing,
Mm-hmm.
I said the description of the weapon.
Swinging it, picking it up.
Mm-hmm.
And when you thought he was loading it, that was a little bit, where was he? Still in this same area? Or was it earlier on?
He was still in the same area.
Okay.
Like I said, it just sounded like it. I don't know if he actually was or not, but I know at one point he looks like he cocked it.
Yeah. You were describing what you saw and heard.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just found it really strange that he's just standing in the middle of an aisle, or the end of an aisle, with a weapon on the phone. I'm like, I don't know if there's something bigger happening here that I don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
if he's trying to rally with other people.
Yeah.
It's hard telling. Like I said, I didn't stick around long after to find out what was going on.
Right.
Another person just looked right out, and there's the 2 children right there.
Okay, now those are the 2 children that, so we got a couple more here. So,
A couple down the aisle, and he's just sitting there. I don't know if they're like not noticing that he's actually carrying it. Looks like he's holding it down to his side right now, out of view.
I'm pausing it for a second. So pretty quick, we had a male and 2 kids walk by.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, this female and her 2 kids show up.
Right.
Which 2 kids were you referring to when you said that you thought you muzzle checked them?
The first set.
Okay. So.
I mean, it was just like a wave around, but even still.
Yeah. Quick enough. You look like that's what he's doing, and they move on quickly.
Right.
Okay. So when you see this family, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I don't know how they're not seeing what's going on here.
Okay. All right.
And you have your 2 children right here, and this guy's got a gun. I don't know what kind of gun it is, but
Yeah.
I know if it was my family, I wouldn't stick around that close, especially with 2 children.
Yeah. Now she's probably not seeing that you don't expect to see a guy holding up,
Right.
one down there.
I mean, he's just looking like he's holding it down to his side, and as soon as they turn their back, he's waving it again.
Did it look to you like they saw that they ever even noticed that he held the gun?
I don't think they did, just
Okay.
because of where they were holding it, where
Yeah.
he was holding it.
Yeah.
That I don't think they saw it.
Okay. Coming pretty quick on here on the end.
Their cameras don't have sound.
No.
Ours did.
Yours where?
My Walmart. Me and my wife both worked at Walmart.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Ours had sound.
I haven't encountered a Walmart that has sound yet.
It is strange that no one else seemed bothered by the sight of the gun, since it is typically sold in the box, and should have remained so until it was out of the store. Being closer than Ritchie, it is possible that they were able to recognize it as a toy.
Did you see all that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I see it better than last night, though. I didn't even see them walking up, because I seen them come from this way, and they turned that corner. They said, put it down, put it down. It just looked like, at the time, that he pulled the rifle to him, and they shot him twice.
Take a look at that.
And a
again.
clear shot, 2 clear shots were fired,
You put the file from?
and he dropped.
You mean, where did you have the file? On your phone?
Okay, so you're still watching, you're on the phone.
Right.
What makes you aware that the police are there?
I can hear sirens come up.
Okay, so they come up hot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
At that point, I know there's officers there. From the time I heard sirens till I seen them was probably about 45 seconds.
Okay.
I don't know if they were stacking outside or just making their way through the store, trying to people get out as they're coming in or whatnot. But as soon as he said, put it down,
Yeah.
he looked over. Just, I guess, how he looked at the officer with the gun.
Yeah. Okay. Video's one thing, being there on the scene's another.
Mm-hmm.
You're aware the officers are coming in. When do you first see the officers? You see them when they come around this corner right here?
About right here.
Okay, and that's because you're down this aisle.
I'm down this aisle.
And from
pretty
the
way.
angle, you can see them. They basically clear the other extension of this aisle before you see them. That makes sense? Okay. What did you say they said? What did you say specifically that you heard them direct to the suspect?
It was quite clear.
And they said what?
It was put it down,
Okay.
pop, pop.
Okay, so they said put it down twice.
Mm-hmm.
How far in between that and the shots fired?
probably 2-3 seconds. It's not even that.
Okay.
I'd say probably about 2. It was put it down, pop, pop.
Okay. So your observation of this was he didn't immediately put it down?
No.
Okay. They said it very clearly, clear enough for you to hear. Exactly those words.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Very clear, very loud, very direct.
Where are those officers standing at the? We didn't see them. They were in the
They're right
shop.
here.
Okay.
Like they're right beyond the camera.
2 of them?
I'd say there's like 3 or 4.
Okay. Okay.
They came in as a team.
Okay.
But the one in the white took the shot.
Okay.
The one that's walking to him right after, he's the one that fired shots.
How are you so sure of that?
It was clear.
Okay.
I mean, I was
Saw the muzzle flash?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Muzzle flash, smoke, 2 rounds eject.
Okay. Okay.
And he freaks out, pop, pop.
Okay, what's going on here? So,
I don't know if he dove after he got shot, and they're just trying to figure out if he's going to run or not, but...
were you watching the whole time still after he got shot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you see him go down, regardless of what your memory recalls and what you're seeing here.
Yes.
You saw this go down. Do you recall what happens next? So he's down right now.
A couple officers stay here. There's an officer that goes this way. He's saying, I can't find him. I don't know where he's at. I can't see him. And the officer down at the other end is, he's right here. He's down. We've got him.
Well,
and then after that, we were told to get out, so we just booked it.
let me, before we restart that then, you're on the 911 call, which we've heard, and you say, we're not sure if it's you. Somebody says he's running. You remember that part?
Yeah.
Was that you?
First, I heard the officer say something about he's running.
Okay.
Then I told the dispatch that he's running.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so that was me. Sorry.
This may have occurred when Crawford dove away after being shot. Ritchie passed along what was essentially an officer warning the rest of a potential threat, and Ritchie made it sound like a statement of fact.
There's nothing to be sorry about.
A lot of information going all at once. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it sounds like you did a fantastic job recounting events for one, and even just being brave enough to stay there. But that's what we're clarifying. I believe you even told the dispatcher it sounded like the officer said he was running, and that's why you reported it. Is that accurate? Okay. I think I stopped it soon enough, Tyler. I believe this is where do you recall the suspect going down and then anything else occurring? You said going down.
From where he was at after he got shot, I couldn't see him.
Okay.
I mean, I could see just like feet.
Okay.
And him like
flopping.
For lack of a better word.
What's that?
I didn't see the.
What's that look like? It's on the ground right there.
That's the rifle.
Okay.
But I didn't see that at the time because the officer's blocking the view.
Yeah, that's after he's been shot. Now see if you remember this part.
Yeah.
So you remember him getting back up?
That's him getting back up? I didn't see him get back up after that point. No, I didn't. I thought there was another officer coming, actually. I thought he was still down.
Yeah, that's what it would appear at first, but then watch him. And then back. And then.
I mean, I know at this point he's not shot again. He was just shot twice.
Okay. Yeah. So you're not even, in your mind, they tell him put it down, put it down. He doesn't do it right away. They fire 2 quick shots, no more.
Nothing.
So even beyond that, you don't even recall that he, and this is not a memory test, brother. I mean.
Oh, you're fine at this point. It's like, I'm getting already out of here. Because we're being yelled at by associates and other officers telling us to get out. So.
Walmart associates telling you what to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're still here. Let me forward that a little bit. So it's coming up on it.
Yeah, I never knew he got back up. I heard they blew his elbow out and liver shot.
You know more than me right now, or more than I can tell you. But
I've been eavesdropping. Deserve to know, right?
You get those reconnaissance tactics, huh?
Said they hit him from the side and went through liver and kidneys, which is why he bled out. mean, this part just happened so quick where they shot him and everything.
Okay, so once again, so he's down, comes back for him, and
That's not a good idea.
and you don't recall any other shots being fired at all. You heard the two, and that was right, the primary two shots.
Right.
You don't even recall them getting back up, but you definitely don't believe they shot again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did they?
All I can go by is, you know more than me right now at this point.
Okay.
Ritchie asks questions as if he feels he is entitled to the answers. He seems to be living for the drama of the moment and could possibly be the type of person who naturally exaggerates for effect.
There's not much I can tell you on it, but I can tell you you've got a pretty good, accurate accounting of events. Would you, now that you've seen that again with him coming back around, what did it look like he was doing to you when he's coming back?
Kind of looked like he was going to go for the officer there. Or did that go for the back for the gun, or what? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, did it look, you don't recall him getting up and raising his hands or saying, I give up, or don't shoot, or anything like that?
Nothing.
You don't recall nothing being said?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, it did kind of look like he's running right back towards the officer, didn't it?
I see what the officer said. It looks like he's running, though.
You don't feel as bad now, do you?
No. Because I thought he was still laying on the ground. I'm like, no, he's sitting right
Here,
there.
look one more time. So he's down. Another officer looking. He gets back up. He's running right towards him. And then down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. By that time, you're pretty quick on your way out?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. And did officers directly encounter you to say get out? Did you just hear people yelling in general to get out?
There was a couple officers.
Saw you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because my wife's trying to run with a broken ankle. She's already on the scooter, so she got up and started running.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you running? You have a broken ankle. You hear me out on the phone, too.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, I don't care right now. So we're just looking out.
Okay.
The officer by the first door told us to get out, get out, get out.
Yeah.
Second door, there was another officer there directing us all out.
Okay. Did anybody, you left it with 911 how? Did they say, I'll call you back?
And they said, we'll let you go from here.
Okay. So you gave them you gave your name?
Yeah.
Phone number?
Yeah, I gave them
Okay.
while I was still on the phone before all this happened.
All right. You hit the parking lot at Walmart. What do you do next?
Set up the car and
You're out.
tried to watch what was going on, see if
Yeah.
they brought him out or
Yeah.
who else was going in, but
Okay.
police officers kept telling us, get out, get out, get out. We need to
Okay.
leave the scene. The Walmart employees were told to rally at the Burger King. And there's like customers there like, we just paid for groceries. Are we allowed to go get them at some point? I'm like, that's not a good idea right now. Just leave them alone.
That is a tough timing on that, trying to just get your groceries done. Okay, so serious business. We got a guy dead.
Yeah.
We know there's another female that unfortunately passed away, and I don't know the details on that, so we'll have to work those out, how directly related it was.
What it sounded like was cardiac arrest
Yeah.
from just general shock.
Yeah, from, we don't know if it's from after the, at least I don't at this point, whether it's from after the gunshots were fired.
I'd assume the gunshots, because after that it got deathly quiet in that store.
Okay,
And then it was just general chaos.
got it. So Tyler, it looks like to me, and Brent may have a different take, so you encountered the guy in the store. It sounds like you remained pretty damn calm for having a guy with a gun to the other end.
Ritchie was beyond calm. A normal person would have left the scene as soon as possible if they thought Crawford was a threat. There was no real need to do anything aside from alerting the police that there was a man with what appeared to be a gun in the store.
That's just your way, apparently, yeah. So you're scouting it out, you're giving the details, you observe everything that happens, you wait for the police. Police
Mhm.
are on the corner. The police observe, engage the suspect, tell him twice, put it down.
Mhm.
The suspect does not immediately comply,
No
and
shots twice.
they fire.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything more to add to it than that?
Ignore the little chuckle I did right after that.
Did you, do you know any of these officers? Okay.
No, not at all.
All right. And you definitely don't know the suspect?
No.
Okay. And you were just randomly in Walmart? You weren't there for any specific reason?
We do it a lot. We just walk around.
Okay.
Like after we go eat, we'll walk around the store.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Brian, what you got?
I was taking some notes here, so you have to forgive me, I'm gonna go back to the beginning.
You're fine.
Spell Tyler for me, just so I make sure I have it right.
Tyler.
Okay, and if I got this correct, if I'm wrong, let me know. Ritchie?
Correct.
Okay. Well, it's gonna sound like a stupid question, but it's happened before. Your wife, April,
Mm-hmm.
she go by the same last name, Ritchie?
Yep.
Okay. All right, going back to where you were in the tool section, when you first, or the suspect first approached you, how close did you get to each other?
I'd
That
say
point?
no more than 5 feet.
No more
No
than
more.
5 feet? Okay. And you obviously were clear enough to see that he had a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And at any time, did that look like a toy gun to you or something other than an actual weapon?
No.
And again, I'm going back, you were in the Marine Corps, you personally own
Mm-hmm.
ARs or something similar to an AR, and to you that appeared to be an AR rifle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, whether it was something else, I have no idea.
But I think you even stated, again, correct me if I'm wrong, you did not see
Didn't see an orange tip.
an orange
instead.
tip, which is typical of a
Plastic.
toy gun, correct?
Ritchie would not have seen an orange tip since BB guns, paintball guns, and other such types of compression guns are not required to have them.
You gotta watch that too, there's gang members now that have, there's been some intel on gang members getting orange tips painted on their weapons. You know what I mean? You know, trying to fake out the police.
Yeah, it's a toy.
Yeah.
It's a toy.
Yeah. Go ahead, Brent, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's good to know that.
Going back to, he leaves the tool section, correct?
Mm-hmm. He's walking down that whole last center aisle there.
He said nothing to you?
Nothing to me,
You
nothing to
didn't
my wife.
engage him
No.
or your wife, correct?
No.
Okay. Was he on the phone at that time still? Do you
I
recall?
believe so.
Okay. And again, you don't recall what he was talking about?
No,
All right.
because I was already on the phone trying to get 911.
And he moves from that location in the tool section down the aisle back to where we saw in the video,
Correct.
in the pet section,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And you said earlier he muzzle checked 2 children, and that's, you consider the muzzle check is when he was waving the gun around as that first family passed by,
Right.
correct? All right.
I mean, there was other people that were walking around the area. I couldn't tell if they were actually checked or not, but the way he's just waving around, pointing at things,
Okay.
just kind of left me uneasy.
All right, and I'm going to clarify something else here.
Okay.
Not only did it make you uneasy, but you were on the phone, you saw a man who you thought had an AR, an
Mhm.
assault rifle, on the phone. You weren't sure of what he was doing, is that correct?
Correct.
So, in your mind, he could just be a lone gunman, or is it possible that you thought he could have other associates with
That's
him?
what I was thinking, actually.
You were afraid that there were
There
other
were others.
people, and he was on the phone for what reason?
Trying to get them to, like, hey, I'm at my spot.
Okay.
If they were going to try and rob Walmart or...
Basically coordinate an effort within
Right,
Walmart.
right.
I got you. Makes sense. So you're watching him as you're on the phone with 911, and he's holding the gun in what fashion? You said he's holding the gun by what? Was it by the
By
stock,
pistol grip.
the forend, by the pistol grip? That's what I failed to write down. So
You said trigger grip before, so same difference to you.
by
Yeah, same thing.
yeah, trigger
Trigger
pistol
pistol.
grip.
We try to make sure we quote people accurately and know what your terminologies are.
Yep, that's what I missed. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I spoke earlier by saying trigger grip because I never said that, but
gotcha.
pistol grip.
Good enough.
You didn't see him actually take a magazine out, but you heard from experience what you thought were clicking sounds associated with a magazine being loaded.
Correct.
And you even went to the point that, from your recollection, you thought it was a 30-round magazine.
Correct. Well, the magazine that looks like that drops below, is automatically a 30 round. They come in 10 and 30.
Below what again? I'm sorry.
Below the
pistol grip?
No, below the magwell.
Oh, below the magwell. So you even know that, right? A magazine that drops lower could be a higher capacity magazine.
Correct.
All right.
10 mag would stay flush with.
All right. So we're to the point where you're still watching what he's doing. First family passes by, he's waving the gun around. You don't think that the second family saw the gun by their reaction?
No, not at all. I mean, even when I was on the phone in the store, it didn't look like they saw him. They were just kind of like, just shopping.
Okay. And it was clear to you that the police were on their way. I
Oh,
just want to reiterate again, why did you think it was clear the police were on their way?
I mean, from the time I'm on the phone, she said, police have been dispatched. They are on their way. They're sending a couple units out.
Okay. Did you hear any audible indications that the police were coming?
Once they got to the store, I could hear the sirens coming up
Okay.
because there was just a barrage of them. But
Was it clear that there were police officers coming in that direction, or there was a police presence nearby? Okay.
With a police presence becoming audible, that was another signal to Ritchie that he needed to leave the area. Instead, he stayed to satisfy his own curiosity. At this time, if Crawford had ill intentions, he should have tried to flee or otherwise shown signs of distress. I just wanted to let you know real quick that my merch shop, StrangerLabel.com, has a ton of quality and unique designs that you can purchase right now. And by doing so, support the channel at the same time. Items like the Architect and the Interrogator hoodies, the Mentally Checked Out and the Stranger t-shirts, the Do Not Cross mug, and the All-Seeing beanie are all there and available. Check out these and other items I have to offer on StrangerLabel.com, and don't forget to use code STRANGER15 to get an extra 15% off your entire order. And with that out of the way, let's get back to the case.
It wasn't like a faint siren. It was a fairly
no, it
clear
was
siren.
like right outside the door
Okay.
because we're right next to the garden center.
Is there any reason to believe that the suspect couldn't have heard those police sirens?
No,
He would have had to have heard them from
I was
where
farther
he
away from he was.
Okay, all right. So you said it was after you heard the sirens, and again, tell me if I'm wrong, it was roughly 45 seconds, then you saw the police enter the store, enter that particular area of the store.
From the time that I heard sirens, it was about 45 seconds until he was down.
Okay, all 45 seconds till he's down. Okay,
Right.
Thank you for correcting me. And you heard it, and I believe Dave asked you this, you heard him say, put it down, put it down. There wasn't a response, and 2 to 3 seconds later, pop, pop, indicating that two rounds were fired.
Correct.
And you were certain from your observations that it was an officer in a white shirt
Correct.
fired the shots based upon the fact that you saw muzzle flash, white smoke, and I believe you even said a couple shell
Two
casings.
casings.
All
You could
right.
hear him at the floor.
And at that point, you could hear the shell casings hit the floor?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. And then at that point, you could no longer see the suspect, is
No.
that correct? So you
I
didn't,
didn't even see him get back up. Like
you
I
didn't
said.
know he got back up?
No.
You didn't know he approached the officers and or what may be considered him approaching that gun again?
Correct.
Okay.
And from when the officer said that he's running, that's when I got I was telling the dispatch that he's running. Just trying to keep them informed as well.
Understand that.
So,
And I want to make sure I'm clear on this. I believe it was asked, and I'll ask again. At any time other than this suspect on the phone, did you hear him engage anybody else or say anything to the police officers?
no.
Okay. Nothing was said.
From
him?
I don't know. I wasn't close enough, but
Okay.
as far as my understanding, no.
All right. If you recall, after the commands were given, put it down, did you hear the suspect say anything?
Nothing. He just kind of like turned, and then the 2 shots were fired.
Crawford didn't have a chance to process anything that was going on, so it is unsurprising that he didn't react.
Okay.
And at that point, the obvious sounds, screaming in pain.
I understand that.
But
And then shortly thereafter, you're told to quickly leave the area by
Yeah.
a couple other officers.
Oh, yeah.
You went outside, watched what was going on from your car, as
And
long
then-
as you could.
right, and they were told to move again because my car was parked right next to the one of the SUVs, the officer's SUVs.
Okay. And at any time while you were there, did you see this, what we've come to learn as a second individual who had to be taken away via ambulance. Did you ever see that person collapse?
I did not. I didn't even know until I got home, probably about a half hour later, that she had passed.
Okay. Did you see it on the news? Were you get a call from a friend, or how were you made aware of that?
My wife's mother posted on Facebook that there was a lady that passed as well.
Oh, okay.
And then we hear on the news, probably the 11 o'clock news, I want to say, because it was after the original broadcast, because they weren't sure of any statuses yet,
Okay.
that she had definitely passed.
You bring up an interesting point that I want to ask you about. Did any time after this incident, you or your wife put any postings on Facebook about what transpired?
I think so.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, can you briefly go into any discussion about what you wrote or what you posted?
If my phone doesn't die first.
Well, that's okay. We apologize. You've been here a long time. We appreciate your cooperation.
I mean, there's one here from mother-in-law going through a prayer over it. And,
Okay.
my wife says, I'm still trying to process all this. Seeing someone get shot is horrible. Yeah. And it's at the Beaver Creek Walmart. And she says right here, yeah, the guy walked past us with a gun as my mom was calling me, and Tyler watched him as he walked to the pets, proceeded to load the gun, kept waving it around while he was on the phone with someone, so Tyler called the cops, and within 5 minutes they were there. Told him to put the gun down. He pointed at them, and they shot him. The poor lady next to aisle over had a heart attack and died from the shock.
Okay.
That was later on. And again, she's saying here the guy had the gun, died along with another woman. And then today I posted that I'm here talking to you guys.
Okay.
While it probably wasn't the best choice to make those posts, they are pretty typical for anyone who has ever been involved in a similar situation.
And is this on your Facebook page, or is this on your wife's?
It's on mine, my wife's, her mom's. There's a whole bunch of people. And the news story that's actually posted on here as well, and I can't find it.
Like link the video to the...
Yeah, from the actual news. There's been a couple comments in there as well, just same thing.
Okay. All right. Have you been contacted by the media as a result of...
No, this morning, just knocked on the door. The two officers were there.
Okay.
I'm like, I already know why you guys are here. Yep.
All right. And then that's when you agreed to come here and speak with us today.
Yeah.
All right.
Got nothing to hide.
Well, we appreciate your honesty. We've asked a lot of questions. Obviously, there's a lot's transpired in the past couple of days. Do you have any information for us that we may have forgot to ask you think is important? Anything we left out?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I think that'll do it. I give you a business card. You can call me if anything comes up. And other than that, we don't immediately see the need to contact you again, but we may be calling for something else.
Okay.
Yeah, and unlike what Beaver Creek did, and you have to understand this is an extraordinary circumstance for them. They obviously wanted to speak to you and get your statement, which they called us to talk to you today. If we need something from you, we'll call you and try to make plans that's convenient for you.
Okay.
Don't think poorly of Beaver Creek Police Department because they got you out of bed or made you miss work. It's just an extraordinary circumstance. It's just one of those things that I hope for your sake this never happens to you again in your life, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing that you never have to deal with again. So.
We'll let you get out of here.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Now that they have gotten all of the answers they need from Ritchie, they are done with the interview and will not need him unless something else comes up during their investigation.
You need anything before we get out?
No.
All right.
Ritchie and his wife, April, refused to speak publicly after their interview with the local paper. Crawford's family wanted to take legal action against Ritchie on the grounds that Ritchie deliberately made a false alarm. However, Ritchie was never charged with any crime. And that's where we end this video. If you liked today's video, then drop a line. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can check out my Patreon link in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.